Hey guys, it's Brandon. I just wanted to clarify last night's video when I was talking about, I showed the clip of when we were talking about why we lemon lawed C7 Z06s. That video got cut short. I didn't want you to think we lemon lawed C7 Z06s because the back end was melting. What it was I got cut short in that first video when I began to explain that the COT, while at higher altitudes and in warmer weather, the COT just kind of melts your back into your car if you drive far enough. In lower altitudes at sea level and cold weather, when the COT comes on strong enough, which it's on pretty strong by about 150 miles per hour, the cars would literally lose fuel pressure because there was so much airflow coming across the mass airflow sensor that the low side fuel pump couldn't keep up. So the cars would just go into limp mode. So you could literally take a base Stingray or a Grand Sport C7 and put it next to a C7 Z06 and take off down the highway from a dig. And when you get up to about 150 miles per hour, assuming your engines are warmed up and the exhausts are warmed up, the Z06 would go into limp mode. The Stingray and the Grand Sport would continue. Okay, they'd be fine because they don't require so much fuel. Okay, their fuel pumps can keep up with the amount of air coming across the mass airflow sensor. When the COT says, hey, we need extra fuel, because that's what the program does, that fuel pump can deliver enough fuel to keep up with that amount of airflow coming in on the naturally aspirated C7. The reason why GM had to go to the port injection on the C7 ZR1 is because they had to let in more fuel. The port injection is like a garden hose. It lets in a tremendous amount of fuel relative to the direct injectors, which is all that the C7 Z06 has, is direct injectors. So that's why we ended up having to lemon the cars, because they just kept going into limp mode. But then General Motors disabled the limp mode on our cars. General Motors thought they could somehow trick us. Well, when you disable a low fuel pressure limp mode on a vehicle, guess what the next thing that happens is, General Motors, the car experiences detonation. And so General Motors then got to lemon law our cars because we kept knocking our catalytic converters out because of all the detonation. Fast forward to the C8Z06. General Motors has made it to where the detonation on the C8Z06 doesn't even necessarily turn on engine lights, and I'm going to provide really ample evidence of this very soon. But I'm holding off on posting things right now. But General Motors has completely disabled the check engine lights from throwing under severe engine detonation. I want you to think about what that means. Like, what could be worse for a motor? What could constitute a check engine light more so than detonation? Okay, and it's a fact, guys. I'll show you soon that the check engine light does not come on when the cars are experiencing detonation. It's because General Motors knows how often the C8Z06 experiences detonation, and they want to cloak it, because otherwise every C8Z06 would be getting bought back as a lemon because they'd be in the shop every other day for detonation. Okay, so with a check engine light. So General Motors doesn't have the check engine light stick. It might flash for like 1 second and then it goes away. Like literally 2 seconds and then goes away. It might do that, but it doesn't even really do that more than half the time. So the point is, when you pull into a Chevy store, make sure that you have them pull your codes and print off your codes even if there's not a check engine light present, because that'll give you an idea if you have detonation going on. And pull into Chevy stores often. Just say, hey, can you read my codes real quick and see if there's anything going on? I think I saw a check engine light the other day. And they'll print off the codes. You don't even have to have like a full service visit. You just have them plug their little wand in when they check your car and say, nope, it's all clear, or yep, you got some detonation. You'd be amazed at how often the C8Z06 has detonation. You'd also be amazed at how quickly the car erases the memory of that detonation, which it's not supposed to do. But we've also realized that they do that too. So what I mean is, let's say you start and stop the car maybe 10 times. We think that within 10 or 20 times it erases the fact that there was detonation, which is not supposed to do, but they do that too. So General Motors is cloaking the fact of how often the detonation occurs on these C8Z06s. And for those of you who say, oh, who cares? That's what the warranty's for. Episodes soon about this whole thing and where it ends. See ya.